She was rich, she was powerful, and she was a monster. History remembers her as the most prolific female serial killer of all time. Countess Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Countess. Born in 1560 into Hungarian nobility, Elizabeth had everything: wealth, beauty, power, and castles across Hungary. But she was obsessed with one thing: staying young forever. One day, a servant girl accidentally pulled Elizabeth's hair while brushing it. Elizabeth slapped her so hard that blood splattered onto her own hand. When she wiped it off, she believed her skin looked younger where the blood had touched. That's when the madness began. Elizabeth became convinced that bathing in the blood of young virgins would preserve her youth and beauty. So she started hunting. She lured hundreds of peasant girls to her castle with promises of high-paying jobs as servants. Once inside, they were locked in dungeons, tortured and killed. Elizabeth and her accomplices devised horrifying methods: stabbing with needles, burning with irons, freezing girls naked in the snow until they died. And when they bled, Elizabeth bathed in their blood. She even drank it, believing it would keep her young from the inside. For years, no one stopped her. She was too powerful, too wealthy, too protected by her noble status. The peasant families who lost their daughters were ignored, until Elizabeth made one fatal mistake. She started killing daughters of the nobility. 25 girls from royal families vanished. That's when the Hungarian authorities finally acted. In 1610, soldiers raided her castle. What they found was a nightmare: bodies buried in the courtyard, torture chambers filled with blood, and living victims still imprisoned, waiting to die. Over 300 witnesses testified against her. Elizabeth Bathory was accused of killing between 80 and 650 young women. The exact number will never be known. Her accomplices were executed. But because of her noble blood, Elizabeth couldn't be put on trial. Instead, she was walled into her own bedroom. The door was bricked shut. Only a small slot remained to pass food through. She lived in that room for 4 years, alone in darkness. And in 1614 she died, still obsessed with beauty, still believing blood was the answer. The Countess who bathed in blood, history's most prolific female killer, and the woman who turned her castle into a slaughterhouse, all in the name of vanity.